and pickles game.
Yeah, it was a lot of why God would you do something like this sort of situation.
Gotcha.
The stream's up. Ugh! Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out one more thing, but why don't we introduce you and stuff? Hold on. Nobody's here yet anyway, so it's good timing. Just trying to make sure that my mic doesn't pick up Dylan talking through the computer.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
I like doing that a lot, even though I think it's kind of goofy to do. The
Kermit noise?
No, it's supposed to be the villagers from Minecraft.
Oh. It just sounds like Kermit the Frog to me.
That's fair. But it's not. Okay. You wanna try saying something quick?
Me?
That fixed it. There we go. Okay. I mean, I have the mic up, or I have the volume up a little bit hot, but now it's coming in correctly, so.
All right.
So
Cool.
Well, better later than never, but here you go.
This week on Booze Chat, Karl Roy is our guest to talk about the new EP, Toys.
Hello.
So
I
this
am
came out
the Karl Roy. Yep.
on this past Friday, right?
Yeah, July 9th.
Very cool. And then California Bliss was the first single off of it back in April.
Yes. My memory is, I think it was April 23rd, but don't quote me on that. Some Friday like that.
Yep. April 23rd on, that's what your Bandcamp says.
Perfect. Then I still remember. All right, cool.
Very cool. So I was listening to this, well, I listened to it once on Friday, and then I listened to it again today to kind of give myself a refresher. And I thought it was cool how, like, the interlude kind of feels like it's almost like a transition between sound a little bit, because, like, on Dress Rosa, you really open with, like, a key-heavy, more, like, dream pop sound. Yes. And
That one.
then after Habits, like Panic Overdrive, you have more of like guitar heavy sound with like it's like a driving kind of like treble heavy, almost like surf rocky guitar to it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sick.
Yeah, my that was the intention, was to kind of use like Habits as like a bridge on the EP to like get from one side to the next. And like there was supposed to be a song that was gonna, like, the song like where Panic Overdrive was supposed to be a song that was gonna like thematically come after Habits to like expand on the idea of that, but I just never was able to finish that song, so I did Panic Overdrive instead. And yeah, so it was kind of like I wanted to do more synthy stuff on the EP in general, like, California Bliss, like the leads like a synth, and then, as you said, Dress Rosa is very piano heavy. There's a lot of stuff going on there. But after Habits, you have like the last two songs, which are kind of like, your my standard or guitar driven indie rock songs to kind of close like the back half of it.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice, it was like Habits was a cool way to kind of get you there, and to end with like a little bit more of your standard sound, I thought they were two really strong tracks, and I think like the standout for me was probably Panic Overdrive, but I was spinning California Bliss a lot in those weeks leading up to this past Friday.
Appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, going into the release, those were the two songs I was most keen on. I was ready for people to hear those songs. I thought those were going to be the most notable tracks from the EP. And for the most part, I think all the songs are kind of doing the same numbers-wise, so I don't think there's any one that's really standing out above the rest as a notable track. But I do think if you take, song by song on this EP, I think those are the two strongest. Especially 16, the closing track's one I spent like a ton of time on. I was really proud of that one.
Yeah, I really like the chorus in that one, and ending on the line, "Oh well, we're human." Pretty, I don't know. It resonated with me.
I'm happy to hear that. The first one to tell me about that, so glad it's resonated with somebody.
I like all the bands that we've talked to, but this one reminds me a lot of when I was like hating on all the music I liked for a while, because I was like too cool for school, kind of, like I was like, fuck,
Yeah, for sure.
Blink-182 put out a emo album. I that's for girls. I'm gonna go listen to fucking the Unicorns, I guess, like, or whatever, like weird indie rock from Canada and stuff. And like, this reminds me of like why that appealed to me initially to begin with, because it's like it's so it's still kind of punk rock, even though it's like a little more instrumentally interesting, I guess, because it's not just only power chords and overdrive.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell, like, I was really trying to make, like, a very in-your-face track, like, that's pretty apparent, like, right away. But this is the first time on any of my songs I layered, like, extra guitars on top of the original guitar tracks, and just to give it, like, that really full, thick sound. Like, I know Smashing Pumpkins used to do that, like, they used to, like, lay over their guitars a ton of layers, just the same guitar doing the same thing, the same distortion. And I thought like it gave a song a much fuller sound. It's like I'm definitely gonna be using again on later songs. And this was just like the first time I really figured that out. And I think all the more it was an effective way to get that song just right in your face. Because like that song starts like right away, like right after Habits. Like it doesn't even feel like Habits is done, and that song just kind of kicks in. And it's loud.
There's no downtime. Like the first note is just like the split second the track starts.
Yeah. That was. I'm not gonna lie, that wasn't intentional, but I do think it worked really, really well. So.
After listening to the band, this is another one that I like, but if you ever listened to the band Say Hi to Your Mom?
Say Hi? I do not think I have.
You should check them out. It's kind of like that same. I like when like artists will like clearly have a sound that they're going for and they like, but also do like that same kind of. Oh, I want to make a song that has this kind of vibe, and then another song that's like a completely different vibe. I'm gonna put them all in the same release, and I'm gonna do them to like the fullest of their own sort of. I wouldn't say genre, but like almost like their own sort of what they deserve in their section of the music sound. Like you have the sort of like singer-songwriting stuff all over here, but then you have like that fucking like garage rock song, almost like that punk rock moment right there. And like I wouldn't be surprised if you went from that to like, okay, here's a fucking like a swing song or something. Like it seems like you have the ability to like experiment with like almost a type of music and then just go from that,
Yeah, I mean it's definitely like my first EP that came out in December was definitely like cohesive. Like each song was kind of following a thematic, it's not like it's the same theme, and each song kind of sounded the same. They're all kind of produced using the same exact things. But this EP is kind of like each song was kind of done in different headspaces, different days. Like each song was kind of done in its own session. So like
Tough.
they all have like their own unique sound to them. Like I don't think any two songs on this EP really sound like they're like meant to be next to on an album. But that wasn't really like the point of this EP. It wasn't really supposed to put together cohesive work. Like I just wanted to put together 6 songs I was really proud of, and honestly to show that like Another Day Another Life wasn't just like a one-trick pony type thing. Like I can be a versatile songwriter, and like I haven't written a swing song yet, but maybe I'll put that on the list. So
Well, I mean, that kind of exemplifies the title and artwork, don't you think? Like it like nobody wants all of their toy collection to be, well, I just have these race
Just
cars.
Lincoln
It's
Logs,
like,
right?
well, you want your Lincoln Logs and your race cars and your stuffed animals and your cowboy and your robot.
I never thought of that, but that is a brilliant point.
Yeah, that's a good point, honestly.
Like there was a little bit of a concept of that. Like each song, like there's like a toy for each song was kind of like the idea. That's why there's 6 toys on the cover. But like
Yeah.
I never really meant like that was never like what was in my head when I came up with that idea. I just thought it'd be cool to give each song their own toy if I'm calling it toys. But that is that is a really, really cool way to put it. And I'm gonna steal that. I like that.
I mean,
Well,
I don't know. I had a whole fucking toy chest full of exclusively Ninja Turtles toys. But then
Yeah.
again, most of the music I write is like one song done 10 different ways, and then it's an album. So could be a insight into my own brain there. You know?
And there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm sure like I'm gonna start writing an album soon, and I'm sure once I'm banging that thing out, it's gonna be like a cohesive project. Like I'm not gonna, especially when you're working on an album, I personally feel like you don't want to stray too far away from like the central idea. 'Cause, I don't know, it just sounds better that way. So the music's supposed to be done, I think, in an album sense.
I'm looking forward to the orchestrated swing song on the next release, but this is definitely one I'm going to be listening to on the subway and shit, for sure.
Awesome.
Especially Panic Overdrive.
Yeah,
So
I
you
mean,
had you had a live stream release show going up against the DIY Super Bowl, is that right?
yeah. Well, okay. I did schedule mine first, to be fair. So they were going up against me.
Oh, that's totally fair.
Yeah, but I could have moved it because I knew like not many people in the DIY scene would have been able to show up, and like I also wanted to go to the Super Bowl, but obviously I couldn't because I was hosting that show and everything. But like I didn't want to make it like this thing where like I'm compromising for like it's just like I had this date set, like I'll just let it happen. The DIY Super Bowl, like I really wish I could have went, and I'm sure there's gonna be more DIY shows this summer that I'll be excited to come and meet everybody at. But just that day, like I didn't feel like having to move everything around for it. But
Oh yeah, that's totally fair. I was just kind of referencing some of the tweets that you had about it.
oh yeah. No, I mean, it was like, the DIY Puppy Bowl. You have the Puppy Bowl at like 4 o'clock. And then,
I mean,
Exactly.
personally, I know everyone loves the commercials for the Super Bowl, but I tend to flip back to the Puppy Bowl when the commercials come on. So
yeah, there you go. I thought maybe best case scenario would be a nice thing between the sets. Because, I mean, I've seen a ton of videos from that, and that show looked incredible. I mean,
the only thing I wish they didn't do was literally put a fog machine or whatever was going on, because I felt like I was in like a psyop or something where they're aerosolizing all of our breath into each other. But it also could have been because we were in a basement, so
yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, there could have been any, like, big DIY show the night of my release show, but it had to have been, like, just like the five biggest names in the scene, like getting together, people driving across the country, and I'm just trying to put together a live stream. But it's no competition or anything. Obviously, I'm just messing around. But
Yeah.
I wish I could have went. That looked awesome.
But so did you end up throwing like any of the sets from that up on YouTube or anything like that?
So I need to move the file onto an external hard drive because it's like 5 gigabytes. So like I can't. My computer right now is got like 200 megabytes left of space. So once I have that all orchestrated, I do plan to put this like the whole setup, like every single set up, like the whole show
Very
at some
cool.
point. Yeah.
Well, I will be glad to check it out.
No, yeah, because like even like I did like debuted a few like songs from the EP, but like people like Towhead and Final Boss Fight, Jillian Ashcraft, like they were really good artists that did sets for that I really would love to share with other people because they all did a great job, and I couldn't have been more thankful having those people doing it with me.
Very cool. Yeah, we had Towhead on a couple of weeks ago here on the stream, and we're mutuals with Final Boss Fight, and their stuff is very sick.
Yeah, they're not like Walker. He's super nice. Every time I've talked to him, he's been super cool. And Final Boss Fight, they're like the nicest people I've interacted with. Like they were so easy to get a hold of. They were excited to do it. It was awesome.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the show. When I can belatedly watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it to be up. I wish I could get up faster.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like because like with these live streams, we like add them to like a YouTube playlist, and it always feels like kind of silly because like at night I'm like, hey, come check out the live stream, and then like the next morning I'm like, and if you missed it, here it is on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it's like when it's like so close to the announcement that we're going live, it just kind of feels weird to be like, hey, watch this thing that I just tweeted about like twice before a couple hours ago. So like if it like takes you a while to get it uploaded, then it's like, well, there's time for it to have like kind of faded and then almost feel new again.
That's a good point. Honestly, it might be better to give us some time to breathe and then be like, hey, here's this new show.
Exactly.
That's I'm uploading that you all missed at the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Yeah, you got 650 people who are into DIY music right there, who are a potential target audience for you.
Exactly. Yeah, what's up?
So just so you guys know, you know that there's a I opened up. Either of you heard of the game Session at all?
Session.
It's like a skateboarding game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're playing? No, I have not heard of it.
It's janky, but it's basically like an attempt to make skate again. The game. Like EA Skate.
Yeah.
There's a janky Steam version. And I was just trying it and I was like, holy crap, this is just as janky as it was when it came out, so. But I figured it'd be funny to see if I could get good at that while we're talking about basketball and see if I can convince it.
So is that a good review for the game or what?
For the game, I would say it's more EA Skate 3 than EA Skate 1 or 2, which would be a bad review for the game.
Gotcha.
But also it took me that long to figure out how to get my mic to stop picking up your mic, so I think I managed mostly to do that. So look at that.
There you go.
Successful. But yeah, I know, this is actually so... This is just throwing shade at Dylan, but like this is a lot of... I listen to like, we have like, there's 5 of us in this fucking band, and like most of us listen to some amount of the same stuff. there's definitely outliers. Like Dylan likes Bruce Springsteen, and our one guitarist Ben. Like we all have our own like corners of music that's separate from each other. And I
Yeah.
always feel like the weird like there's indie rock and then there's actual indie rock. Like there's indie rock like they're gonna end up on Universal Music Group anyway, indie rock, and then there's indie rock like you'll find it on a like a 7-inch at an actual record store and nowhere else kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yep.
And like this has that kind of like sort of I don't know, it just reminds me of like 2006 to like 2014. Like we're just making music with the tools that even DAWs and stuff like that were it wasn't so much like fighting over which kinds of gear to record music with and all this like high fidelity nonsense. This reminds me a lot of like bands like the Unicorns or like Los Campesinos or something like that, which is a vibe I always listen to, and then I like we have to pull our own little sections of that kind of music into the mix when we're trying to build a full thing together. But this is definitely the kind of stuff that I always yank influences from. I was gonna say, do you have like would you be interested in sharing, because it might elucidate some of it for us, but like some of your favorite influences?
Um, so I'd say influences kind of vary from like project to project, but there's definitely like a lifelong influence from bands like Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Car Seat Headrest. But like on this EP especially, there's this lo-fi jazz group called Standing on the Corner that had a lot of influence. Um, I was listening to a lot of the Arctic Monkeys B-sides.
Okay.
That
I just
was a
picked up an
big
Arctic Monkeys live album on vinyl, and I should say my girlfriend actually picked it up. But
gotcha. Yeah, but that was like a big influence when I was writing the EP. Um, yeah, and like that was, and then just like honestly, like the DIY scene in itself, like always influences me because there's always people coming out with these projects that are so good, and like I know me and them have like the same, you know, means to make this music, so it just motivates me to want to make something just as good as they can, as good as them, or if I can, like Beatrice, for example, like I've known her forever, and like uh her
Yeah,
album was really
Pomegranate Tea
good.
was great.
Yeah, and her album was really really good. There's a song on it called "Where'd Everybody Go Go Go," and that like heavy hitting guitar was a lot of like the backbone for what eventually influenced me to write Panic Overdrive. So like I find influences just like all around, but the DIY scene in general, and then like the music I grew up listening to. So
yeah, I definitely feel that like uh,
Um,
being locked inside for a year or whatever after the DIY Super Bowl show, I was just like, uh, we had a show, what, 2 days later in a different part of Pennsylvania, and I was like, I don't know, I've been uh, curmudgeonly and grumpy about playing shows, and then after that show, I was like, all right, let's fucking go. Like, I'm I was like, holy shit, it literally felt a little bit like watching people around you like make music and have the time of their life doing it, like definitely makes you feel younger almost, like it brings vitality into you and creativity.
yeah, sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it definitely was like just in general, it's hard for me to say that. I wouldn't say hard for me, but like a lot of my influences end up being the same shit all the time. But when I see other people coming out of left field, it definitely like makes me question why I'm sticking to the same sounds all the time and stuff.
I see. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
and I got my brain had a I had a brain fart earlier. Blueberry pomegranate, not pomegranate tea.
Yeah, I don't want to. I didn't want to like be that guy. Just like
Yeah.
correct. But yeah. I knew what you meant obviously when you said pomegranate tea. So yeah, Beatrice is great. I've known her for a long time now.
So do you have any other shows in the works?
As of right now, you're right now. I don't think I do right now. No, I'm still trying to put together a consistent live band and you know figure all that stuff out. But like, I'm looking for shows this summer. I'm down to do shows. I'll find any random group I can for live shows until I find a consistent one. But I'm willing to do shows all summer. So if anybody's watching that has a show they need a band for, please let me know.
We will definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah.
'Cause we've been starting to book
play
again.
my house so I can hear the music up close.
Yeah. No,
I'll,
I just
I'll-
play. I'll play in your room. Like,
I'll make
why do we
veggie
even?
dogs, right? We'll do it that way.
For sure.
I think the corgis have got a decent rhythm in the house. But no, I mean, yeah, this is definitely like. I keep thinking of. I don't know why, and this probably will mean like absolutely nothing to you, but I keep thinking of. There's this record store up in the Lehigh Valley called Double Decker Records, and a while back I saw fucking a 45 on vinyl of like they only made it a whole album before they broke up because they hated each other or something, I don't know, but the band The Unicorns, and they had just one-off like single that was like two sides, and I was like, oh, I should scoop this up, and I even listened to it there and everything. I was like in high school, so I didn't like want to spend money on anything. But like it just had that sort of like, I feel like one of the problems with music when it gets into like a music scene is that people try to make kind of music instead of trying to make the music they want, you know, or the music they
Yeah.
like making. And like this feels more like along the lines of music you want it to make.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't really look to compromise my sound for anything. But actually, I love the Unicorns. It's like I didn't even mention them on that. I finally just want to mention that's actually like one of my favorite bands. But
Well, it is also one of my favorite bands, and since they'll never make music again, I'm gonna have to just follow what you're doing.
but Where Will You Go When You Cut Your Hair is just such a good album.
Yeah, it was like the release I found was, I think it was literally called like 2014 was the name of the release, and it was just like a weird like handmade cover and everything. I was like, I should buy this, and I was like, yeah, it's either buy this or buy like fucking Burger King when I'm out skateboarding. So
Which did you pick?
I picked fucking KFC Buffalo Chicken Snackers.
There you go.
Free vegetarian. That's how long ago it was. But
That's a
Dang.
high school decision.
oh yeah, well, you live and learn. So whenever you put out that's a good question actually. Stumbled my way into a good question. Physical releases. What are your what's your strategy there with this?
So, courtesy of Cloud Surf Records, there are cassette tapes you can get now actually on their website. And
Very
then
cool.
I'm hoping like if any other label wants to do a cassette tape run, we can make that happen. But I'm also gonna be eventually soon. I mean, I make
These are sick.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they did a great job. But I want to do I do handmade CDs. Like I'll be selling those. I haven't done them yet for this EP, but if anybody wants a CD, I make them myself. So I can make that happen. And then that'll probably be it for physicals. I'm not looking to press this on vinyl or anything. It's too expensive. Demand's not high enough. But eventually, that'd be a dream.
I like the like blood splatter effect.
Yeah, I thought the red splatter would be really cool on the white cassette.
Yeah, I might have to scoop one of these. That's sick. Well, I threw it up on the stream so people can see it. That's a question. I never understand how people do these crazy, like cassette loadouts and stuff. Because like, I have some, what are they called? I have some blank Maxwell tapes and stuff. Like I would say there was maybe like 2-3 years of my beginning of being a music fan where tapes were still the primary medium. Like when I was like 9 or 10, and like I don't even remember seeing anything than the occasional. Like my mom had a green Dookie cassette, like
Huh.
tape. And that
Yeah.
was like one of the only times I ever saw like a cassette that was not just a black weird cassette. So now I'm seeing all like it's a whole new way to be creative with your merch. Like
Yeah, like I have the plague skater cassette tape, and it looks awesome.
yeah, I mean every cassette I've picked up now since cassettes have made a comeback have been sicker than the last.
Exactly. New innovation. They keep getting better.
There's the Hey I Love You cassettes were so good.
Yeah, and they sold out every second, so I wasn't able to get one of them.
Yeah.
but-
Well, you can find them on Discogs in like 5 years for $60.
$400.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, both of you are wrong. It's either going to be $69 or $420.
True. But we were both close.
Just for that,
Yeah.
Dylan, I'm investing in getting a soundboard so I can play shock radio effects when you make the joke that bad.
Oh, good.
You're like, boing! Like that. Now
Yo,
it's
yo, yo,
like,
yo,
now. Like that. Uh-oh. Malware bytes update. I'm just gonna ignore that.
So,
Internet.
all right. So, you are a Knicks fan, am I correct?
Yes, Die Hard.
All right. So, we want to get to that part of the stream.
Sure. Do you want to bring the other guys in?
Here's
Yeah.
my I'm in class in my underwear moment in this this part of the stream. I know, basketball. Yeah, you can't. I know what double dribbling is, right?
Hey, that's more than some.
There you go. I'm ready.
Yeah, very passionate Knicks fan.
My family. I've mentioned this to Dylan, but my family, my dad's family is mostly from Queens.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with Knicks and Mets fans in the family,
Yeah,
and
everywhere. Yeah.
that and for some reason my grandfather liked the Suns. So R.I.P. Grandpa, the Suns are on a roll, I guess.
Yeah, doing well so far.
All right. And welcome, Jake.
Hello? There we go.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. So, we are just now bringing on Jake, and your project is Marrier, correct?
Yes.
We are bringing on, I'm sorry, Arise, sir. I don't
Yeah,
know
you're
your
right,
real
Matt.
name.
My name is Alex.
Alex. Oh,
Yes.
another Alex.
Boo
If that's cool.
Alexes.
You can call me Cass. You can call me
Okay.
Arise, sir. You can call me whatever you want.
Can I call you? Wait, no, you can call me Al. I want that one. 'cause
Okay.
it's long.
Can I call you sir?
Yeah.
The Big Sir. It's my favorite burrito. Uh-oh. There we go. I turned my monitor off somehow. I don't even actually know how.
All right. So,
Should I play some
this has
copyrighted
been
music
a
too?
wild year of injuries. And I think, I mean, even after all of them, people are still going to crown Giannis or Chris Paul as, like, now these stars have reached a whole nother level, and like I don't think anybody will be talking about an asterisk at the end of these finals.
There's no reason to.
Mhm.
I don't think. I think you still got to beat who you beat. I mean, Chris Paul and the Suns in round one, you still beat LeBron James. round 2, you still beat the MVP. Round 3, I mean, yeah, no, I mean the Clippers. That one's kind of fair. Like you beat a beating Clippers team, but that Clippers team was rolling.
Yeah.
And that Clippers team took down the #1 seed in the entire league, so best record in the league. So they weren't anything to scoff at. I mean, it's not like they were playing, the Lakers without LeBron. Like it would be like I know Anthony Davis is just as crucial to that team, but like they beat the best player, arguably the best player of all time, the league MVP, and the team that was on fire. Like I still credit their run incredibly. And I mean,
Yeah.
same thing goes with the Bucks. You beat Kevin Durant. You're a shoe size away from not beating them. So, like,
Yeah, but they shouldn't have been. Like I'm sorry. I don't like.
it
I don't
shouldn't have
believe
gone
in the
7
Bucks.
games.
I don't believe in the Bucks. I never will. I'm starting to believe in Giannis, but I'll
No,
never
Giannis
believe
is
in
unreal.
Milwaukee.
He's the only one.
He's unreal.
He's the only one. Chris
But-
Middleton is like a superhuman, like a better version of coin toss Ross.
Yeah.
He's Greek.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Middleton's inconsistent sometimes, but like when he's on, he's an all-star player. Drew Holiday's been absolutely dog shit in offense this whole playoff run, but
He had a good game 3.
He did.
yeah, the whole team did that. They play really well at home, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've lost a game at home in the playoffs yet.
They lost one to the Hawks.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That's the only one. Was like game 1.
Yeah, they lost game 1, and Trae
Yeah.
Young put up like 46 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see the face.
I'm gonna figure this out.
He just doesn't like. He's camera shy. Doesn't like his picture taken.
Where's the dog? I just got called a creep and said, "Where's the dog?" in the chat. And the answer to that is, wouldn't you like to? My dog does not know how to text. I figured out the worst way to get Patricia's text was. Oh god. Yeah, yeah, here we go. This is what I think of when I see Trae Young's hair. This is the same feeling it gives me on Discord.
Kind of looks like Eric Foreman. Or Peter
If
Parker.
that's your default character, that game is not gonna sell.
Topher Grace should have been Peter Parker, not Venom. But Spider-Man 3. Let's not talk about Spider-Man 3. I could go on for hours about Spider-Man 3.
Here's where I switched the discussion to Spider-Man 3.
I don't know.
Making that up.
How exciting was the next season for you?
Oh
'Cause
man.
It looked wild on Twitter.
Oh man. That was the most fun I've had in years. Oh, that was so much. I was coming on Twitter every single day. I had every single opinion I needed. I put it right on that website.
Yeah, you did.
As soon as I thought it too. No second thought. I don't know. Nick's Twitter is just absolutely the most fun place to be on the internet. And when the
How
Knicks
are
are
y'all
doing good, It's unbelievable.
So I feel like every single person who's up for contract, it's just like, oh yeah, they might go to the Knicks. They might, but it's like
yeah.
Knicks. It's New York and Miami right now. It's like,
I mean, that's been every single year of my life since I've been a Knicks fan. Is just hearing that everyone's gonna come to the Knicks every summer. We've
yeah,
gotten
but
like
now
3
they're
of those
like
guys.
actually
It's just
exciting.
now that they're a good team, there's actually some merit to it.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, I keep using
It's all good. I go by he, him.
Same.
yeah, me as well.
LeBron.
Jordan.
I'm from Cleveland.
I don't want to answer. It's too much. I want to
Yeah.
say Jordan. I want to say Jordan so badly, but when you think about the fact that LeBron's been doing this like since he was 18, like he's literally had like there's like first stint in Cleveland LeBron, there's Miami LeBron,
Mhm.
there's second time in Cleveland LeBron, there's still Lakers LeBron that just won a championship.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to dispute him, and it makes me so mad because I want to say Jordan so badly.
Yeah, I don't know. There's there's something about going 6 for 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Where-
That's
But there's
And,
also
like-
something about 8 straight.
exactly yeah.
Making
but
8 straight. Yeah.
Jordan would have gone to
With
8
George
straight
Hill
in
as your point
baseball.
guard.
No, LeBron's game 1. They still should have lost to Indiana in the first round of that series.
Thank you.
I'll never forgive.
That was a
Nate
fucking
McMillan for
goaltend.
that.
That was a goaltend in Game 3.
I'll never forgive that series for 1 going 7 games, 2 Indiana losing in Game 7. That was
Yeah.
the best Oladipo we'll ever see, and I'm
Mhm.
so mad they didn't win that. But
Yo, I'm
Coming from a
Like,
Knicks fan, that
Oladipo-
means a lot.
coming from a Magic fan. I feel so bad for Oladipo. That man is broken.
yeah, I mean, so many injuries, man. So many injuries. That dude can't catch a break. There's just guys like that.
It sucks
guys
because he
like that
bet on
every
himself,
decade.
and now he's
Yeah.
gonna be like maybe
He's
an
gonna get like
MLE.
a vet min or something from the Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's out all next season.
Yep.
But it sucks, but I'm.
Yeah,
Amazing
I was
stuff,
really
man.
surprised
In
that you were able to
retrospect.
get.
Saved
It-
Harris.
And yeah, we
Made-
saved his life.
Made true, very true, but also made 0 sense that Houston was giving up a generational Hall of Fame talent, and the best thing they got in return was half a season of Kelly Olynyk. Like, why didn't they end up with LeVert or Jared Allen?
Well, they're
Yeah.
getting Green now. I guess that's how they should look at it.
Would've
And
gotten
to be
Green.
fair, Oladipo was
You sure
looking
they're
a
not
lot
getting Mobley?
better.
He might.
He was
I
looking much
just hope
better
they
around
get
that
Mobley.
time. But
Depot was looking better, but he was also an expiring contract. Like, you gotta take the young guy that you can re-sign. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And like, yeah. I mean, whoever I forget his name, whoever the new front office guy in Houston is, couldn't have done a worse job with that entire situation.
to be fair,
But-
Houston is the same organization that traded Chris Paul for Westbrook, and that was even when they still had Daryl Morey.
What it was
As their
Chris Paul and
president.
4 first-round picks,
Was it 4?
Yeah.
3 or 4, yeah, to get Westbrook because everybody thought Chris Paul was washed,
Was washed, and
then-
now he's
and
gonna
then
look
Chris
also
Paul
Harden-
is all NBA.
Harden like made them do that trade.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, that
Harden's
is
a little
true.
Baby.
Like he went
Chris
right to the
Paul.
owner. It
Yeah.
was over Morey's head.
And then,
And then that's why they
yeah,
wouldn't send him to Philly, is because Morey was in Philly.
Yeah.
Chris Paul got traded for 4 first-round picks, then played great in OKC, and then he got traded with 4 first-round picks, and then got traded to the Suns for like 2 first-round picks and Kelly Oubre. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy how his value flipped.
Yeah. I mean, that's that plant diet working wonders.
It has been like since he started that vegan diet, he hasn't been as glass bones.
There's Kate Cunningham's vegan. See if it works out for him.
He was going to be #1 drafted, so it's working so far.
Exactly.
I'm very happy for Detroit. They should just take Cade and keep everybody they have right now, and just see if it fits.
Yeah, you take the
I mean,
talent. There's the sound of
yeah.
them going Jalen Green, trading with Houston.
I saw that. I just don't think Houston has enough to give up to get to one, because you'd have to give up like a Brinks truck worth of assets, and all their assets are tied to OKC pretty much, and like other teams they're traded with, they have like no picks left to give.
Yeah, I mean,
Except
they
their
were-
own.
Well, they would give 2 to move up to 1, but you
Yeah.
know, like
And then, yeah, you need to
they
put a
all-
player with it.
yeah, and they're not going to give up Christian Wood. I don't think Kevin Porter Jr. and Jay Sean Tate are enough for that.
yeah, the only way.
Kevin
like,
Porter's amazing though.
Yeah, he's pretty nasty, but can you do it on a good
50-point
team?
game.
Yeah, I mean he's only done on the Cavs and Rockets, so I don't know.
I've seen Terrence Ross drop 50.
A guy from one of my coworkers
Yeah,
Hmm
You should.
Shocker.
yeah, they should have taken that Brogdon and a first offer.
That I don't
Garbo.
think that wasn't actually. I think that was just from the Philly front office. A lot of Pacers reporters said that wasn't actually a move, and I believe it because the Indy
Yeah,
front
'cause-
office is typically like you don't know what they're doing until it happens.
That makes sense, because
Um,
it definitely seemed like, oh, they're just trying to up his value before they.
Yeah, I think
he's
that's what it
available again.
was. I did see
There's-
a 3-team trade involving Indy receiving Simmons, Brogdon going to Philly, and then Miles Turner going to Toronto, and Philly getting Kyle Lowry, and I'd imagine picks will be involved and maybe some bench pieces.
That could make some sense.
I
I've
mean,
seen
make
a lot
make
of,
Philly so much better.
It'd
I've
make the
seen a lot
Pacers
of
also so
push
much
for
better.
people for Philly to get rid of Harris and bring in Siakam.
I don't see that happening.
I think
don't
that's a lateral move.
Well, also the Raptors aren't going to, unless you know, again, you give them a ton of assets. You have to give them like Maxey and then picks to take on Harris's contract. It's a negative asset, especially compared to Siakam.
I mean, Siakam's value is at an all-time low as well.
Yeah, but he's, you know, he doesn't make as much as Harris. He's younger than Harris, and it's just, yeah, I still think I'd rather bet on Siakam than Tobias Harris.
That's fair. I mean, he was like second best player on a finals championship team at age like what, 23?
Something like he's kind of old actually, so I'm not really sure. He's kind of like an old young guy. But
I
I
think
could
he's
see
24 now.
I can see Golden State trading for him.
Yeah, I think
Dump
there's more
Wiseman.
talks of that.
They
They're
got
looking.
assets
They
galore.
have to be looking at any way to dump Wiseman.
Yeah, get rid of him.
He's too slow, long term for the few years left they have
Siakam
with
is
Curry.
27.
20. Jeez.
Damn. I
Yeah,
didn't know
Why
that.
did-
he's
why does he
an old
see-
young guy.
Yeah. Why did he seem so young?
I think he's been in the league
He's
for
only
like 5
2
years.
years younger than Tobias Harris.
I guess he's only been in the league like 4 or 5 years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't drafted at 18.
He was drafted 2016, so yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know,
it's
it's
pretty weird that like we're in the middle of a finals and like it feels like there's almost more people talking about the trade market for all the other teams.
That's how it was when the Cavs and the Warriors were playing. It felt like
That's true.
yeah.
after
Yeah.
16, it was just like, yeah,
Warriors win.
let's get on with it. I was in Cleveland for all that. I mean, I'm still here. That was the worst.
I still think this finals has been a ton of fun. I'm not like, you know, I'm not unfocused on the final. Like it still has all my attention when it comes to basketball, but it's just also has to do with, you know, COVID pushing the season, pushing
Yeah,
the
the way
seasons
the
closer
schedule's
together.
been.
Like they have to do off season now. Yeah. Yeah, like the Olympic preliminaries are going on right now.
Mhm.
Oh my
It's like
god.
Kevin Durant was just playing like 2 days ago or 2 weeks ago. Now he's playing Argentina today.
They lost again.
They won today.
They beat Argentina, yeah. They blew
Oh,
out
my bad.
Argentina.
Yeah, they lost to
But-
Nigeria and
They
Australia.
lost to Australia.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize they played another one. My bad.
When they lost to Australia, it was sick. I love Patty Mills in the Olympics. There's
I haven't
some
watched
guys that
any.
just show up in the Olympics every 4 years, and it is just a joy to watch.
I always loved like watching Luis Scola in the Olympics
Yeah.
because like I just remember like every time the Yao Ming Tracy McGrady Rockets would have like a nationally televised game, people would be like, "Oh, Luis Scola? This guy's good? What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, he that's what I was saying to my dad today when we were watching the game. He's like, Luis Scol's a pretty good player. I was like, yeah, he was a role player for years. Like, he was like a good player on a playoff team. He didn't look like he'd be a good basketball player. He does not pass the eye test, but he was good. He was a pacer for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was, I think he was on the 13-14 squad. Was when he traded for him.
He was up there at that point.
Yeah, he was mean in 2K though.
He is
Oh,
41
nice.
now. He started for Argentina today. Like he's
Yeah,
still,
he was like 19-6 or something. In
I
this
didn't see
game.
the final stats, but he was, he played a lot when I was watching.
He balled out and like he only played 20 minutes, but he had a pretty good stat line for it.
And he's a big guy, especially compared to like the rest of Argentina. Like he's not even that tall, but he is just like he's a bulky guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which, wrong with those types.
So what's that?
I think
I
Phoenix
said
pulls it
Suns
out.
in 5.
I think it might be. I'll say Suns in 6.
I really like Milwaukee when they're at home, and I'd say Suns in 7. I think every home team wins their home game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just I trust dominating to adjust to the physicality Giannis is bringing and just like prove that he's truly gone up a level.
If they win tomorrow, they'll win in 5. If they lose tomorrow, they'll win in 7. There's my
Alright.
prediction.
That's a
I'm gonna
good.
say Bucks because no one else did. And
There's
the
a
Bucks
reason
are
for
who
that.
I like.
It's not
like
as
them
easy.
more.
I don't think it's
Oh,
as
really?
easy as of a choice as you might have thought. Like going
After
into the
games 1 and
finals.
2, even after 2 games of the series, it's still kind of flipped on its head. after
Exactly.
game
Yeah. Even though the Suns won pretty convincingly, I think Giannis is making the case for one that he's playing like 2013 Braun. I don't think that the Suns can be as hot as they were because in I think game 2, I know a lot of people trash on Coach Bud for being such a kind of average playoff coach and not making adjustments, but he was making plenty adjustments in game 2. It's just the Suns. You got Chris Paul, who's the top 3-point guard of all time. They're doing like high pick and rolls, trying to double team him up on the key, and he can easily find the open man. You'll find like DeAndre Ayton charging the basket for an easy bucket, or pass out to Booker for the mid range or a 3. And they just were hitting him all game in game 2. I think they had like 50% from 3.
Yeah, Booker was unbelievable from 3 in game 2.
So even though the Bucks were making like the right defensive moves, the Suns were just that hot, and I think it's in the Suns' case, if the Bucks play like they did in game 3 and even like they did in game 2, if they can't stay hot enough, ironically enough because they're the Suns, it could easily go to 7, and I wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee took it, but I do think that the Suns will win.
It does have to be said.
Oh, go ahead.
It does have to be said, though. It did take Mike Budenholzer a 7-game series against Brooklyn, where every single possession he coached was just more and more brain numbing.
Was that Brook Lopez play?
Like,
Oh yeah, that was that last
You're
shot.
in
he
the
took.
huddle. Tell the guy that there's 2 seconds left in the shot clock, and also you're going against a team whose big man is Jeff Green, pretty much. Like, post up Brooke Lopez.
Yeah.
Why is Drew Holiday shooting like 11 threes?
Yeah, Brooke
You're up.
Lopez has half a foot on anybody on your team. Like, what are you doing?
They're up 13, and they run down the court chucking threes, and then all of a sudden they're down 2, and they're wondering why. Like, and then Budenholzer doesn't even like stop to change anything. I think he just, I literally think he calls timeouts so players can have a sip of Gatorade. Like, I don't think he actually talks.
Says play random.
The chat, we got a Suns and 5 in the chat. For the record.
Son. Oh, you can't say before.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Suns in 3.
They changed the rules.
Because every player on the Bucks
Every player on the
David-
Suns is going to be injured at this rate.
Yeah, I feel like the Suns are more at risk with Chris Paul.
Dario Saric already, and Torrey Craig got injured in game 2, but he came
Game
back in 3.
2. I think Dario being out was a blessing in disguise. No offense to
Mhm.
Dario.
Mm-mm. No, that hit them hard. He was Aiton's relief. Because Frank Nowitzki isn't going to... Frank Nowitzki is a worse Dario Saric, and
Yeah,
Dario
Frank
could at
Nowitzki
least go
sucks.
out there. He could at least be out there for 7 minutes, give Aiton some rest, and maintain a
I
level
think
of defense that kept them in the game.
Aiden's
I'm
21
mad
years
nice
old.
with Frank the Tank in 2K, and I will not hear this slander against Frank the Tank.
I
He's
give
a
Aiden
bigger
45
Saric,
minutes a game.
who's
I give
just
Aiden
does it
45
worse.
minutes.
We got another comment. Bucks suck. Mikal Bridges just gifted over from the Sixers.
True.
But,
That was true.
Very
It
true.
made me wonder, has anyone made a Buck breaking joke about the Bucks? It had to have happened, right?
Like broke a buck. What do you mean?
It's a Tariq Nasheed who's like a wild Twitter, like sort of black nationalist. Kind of one of those weird, like sort of a Nation of Islam kind of guy. You know, like a black Israelite sort of situation. Made a documentary about like, it was like really anti-LGBTQ. Very confusing what the premise of the documentary was about. But it received like rave reviews from like staunch black conservatives. And it's about buck breaking, which is like a slavery practice or whatever, but now like now there's all kinds of fucked up Twitter discourse about it. But it seemed like too much of a coincidence that the Bucks won the finals at the same time as this meme emerging.
Nah, you just have a scrambled internet brain, Alex.
It's a thing, dude. Like, it was on the last. It had to come up in the last Chapo episode as well, because it's like fucking Judge Joe Brown was like one of the like star guests in the movie. You're like, what?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
So
NBA.
what you're telling me is that's
That joke hasn't made it to NBA Twitter. No.
I'm gonna have to do some research before I try to make it. And also
Yeah, you gotta test the waters. NBA Twitter is mostly people under the age of 16 anyway, so I don't think anyone's gonna be
Yeah,
following.
we're just trying to see the sick highlights and see
Yeah.
what funny things Shaq said about it.
Yeah, we're trying to diminish all the rings LeBron has won, while saying that every player in the NBA is gonna go to LA.
I'm watching the Cavs game 7 right now in 2016.
Just reminiscing on better times.
You got 1 year, so
I mean, I still watch like 94, 95 Magic games, and I know how it ends for me every time. same with 2008, 2009.
I was actually watching LeBron highlights like last night because I was bored, and I like to marvel at that man sometimes. and so many of his highlights are against the Pacers, and I have to close my eyes every single time. Game 3 buzzer beater in 2018. His
Benching Roy
Miami
Hibbert.
days, yeah.
Oh yeah,
game
0-0 Hibbert game.
Game 1, 2013 against the Pacers, where Paul George went a little too hard on the defense, and he just drove straight to the basket with like a second left and laid it
Yeah,
up.
I forget that one.
Yeah. Something about all-time greats in the Indiana Pacers is just, it happens every time.
Who was the last really great pacer?
What state are the Pacers from?
From Indiana. Yeah.
Oh, that's why I don't know.
So yeah, who was the last really great pacer? Because like I would have said, nah, Paul George doesn't count, but then this playoffs happened.
I think even if you count like the last 2 playoffs from PG, he's still the last great pacer. I think
I was gonna do you dirty and be like Reggie Miller.
I mean,
That's
like,
what I was thinking of.
depending on like how good you're talking, Reggie. But I mean, even Jermaine O'Neal, Danny
Oh, he was
Granger was
good.
pretty good.
Danny Granger was pretty good.
2018 Vic, of course. Sabonis, I mean, he's
He could be
he
really good.
averages a double, like a 22-point double-double,
I
sometimes
kind of feel
triple-double.
about Sabonis the way I felt about Vooch on the Magic, where it's like I'm glad that you're here and I'm gonna root for you, but like don't know if like I feel like any team that has you as like one of the stars has a ceiling.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's definitely our best player right now. And if he's your best player, then yeah, you got a ceiling. Because he's a low tier all-star.
When was the last time a big man like was the best player on a winning team? Like Dirk, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a championship winning team, yeah.
Which is weird to say.
Well, I
But
mean,
to be
with
fair, the
way
best
they're
player
using-
on every single team was LeBron after that,
Yeah, that's true.
up until now.
the
LeBron
way
or
they're
Curry.
using Giannis this year, I mean, he's basically he's
That's true.
acting like a rim running 5 this
Mhm.
series, pretty much.
It's gonna
Yeah, that's a
be
good
Ayton
point.
soon.
Yeah,
I think his
Ayton,
trajectory is insane.
I love that he got a tattoo of the word dominating on himself.
I think Kuzma
that's some
has
belief.
his name on his chest.
Just his name.
I
Just
think it's
Kyle.
way
Kuzmania.
funnier.
I think it might be Kuzmania.
I want Kyle in big letters across my pecs.
So I never forget, memento style.
Yeah. Braun had Chosen One tattooed on his back when he was like 18.
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah. That takes some balls to do that when you're 18 and the entire world is watching you.
Yeah,
To tattoo Chosen One on yourself.
but I mean,
Yeah,
it
he
makes
bet on
sense-
himself and he was right.
And yeah, and
makes
he
sense from the
exceeded.
person that made the decision.
I got a picture of the Kuzmania.
Can we ask the Cavs fan your decision, like thoughts on the decision?
I mean, at the time I was, I think I was a freshman in high school.
Did you go to a jersey burning ceremony?
During the decision, you were a freshman in high school?
I think, yeah, I
This is
mean,
5th grade.
or maybe I was in 8th grade.
Bro,
I think I was in 5th grade as well.
I'm 25, so
then you were not in, you were like in
was I
7th
like
grade.
7th grade?
You were
It's- yeah, it's
going
hard to
into
remember.
8th. I was going into 6th.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I mean, at the
I
time I
had
was mad,
graduated high school.
well, there you go. But I think I reacted just the way everyone else did. I was angry, but once he came back, I didn't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
they were fucking horrible every year. Like, it was,
Oh my god.
they're like the worst team ever. With
Yeah.
even with Kyrie, it was every night. I mean, they had like a half season with Dion Waiters as the best player.
If you take LeBron away
All
from the
hard D
Cavs'
Waiters.
legacy, that might be the worst franchise ever.
Without a
Yeah,
doubt.
seriously. Like the best player when they had him was Mo Williams and Delonte
Yeah.
West.
Well, the Mark Price era though.
Yo,
Craig
Gaskins.
Elo.
And you can't blame him for wanting to leave when they couldn't. He
Oh,
could
yeah, they
have
couldn't.
easily 2 or 3 rings if they did anything at all in his first
I mean,
9 years there.
when he left, they got 2 first-round picks and 2 fourth picks.
And
And they
got
got
one
one
year
player
in
was
that
an
they got.
all-star.
Huh?
I just want to say Mo Williams was an all-star.
He was a replacement though, like a second.
He dropped
reserve
50
guy.
points one time or something. Like
His-
40.
His playoff stats are no good.
The 2009 Magic beating that Cavaliers was the most delicious series I've ever watched in my entire life.
But also
LeBron
fuck
buzzer
the
beater.
Magic for preventing a LeBron Kobe finals.
LeBron buzzer beater though.
Fuck Michael Petrus and Hideo Turkoglu.
Rashard Lewis with that turnaround 3, like from the out of bounds line, fade away, with like 1 second left. Perfect.
Courtney Lee.
Oh. Hey, well he ended up missing that layup, which basically
That's
like
why I was-
ended
yeah.
everything. Like
Courtney Lee missing a layup in overtime or to force
Yeah.
overtime or something. That's like ingrained in my memory for some reason.
The Nick Anderson free throws will always be the biggest thing. 4 in a row
That's true.
in Game 1 of the '95 Finals. Yeah,
That's
I don't know. The Alex Martins promised Orlando would win 1 championship by 2030 in the year 2015, and that man is looking to be a big ass liar.
they keep getting fucked on the picks though too.
Yeah.
Well, they also ran a poll asking if they should keep Shaq, and everyone in Orlando said no.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
everybody.
it's kind of on the people of Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, nobody stays there long, so why
Because
would
they
Shaq?
don't. Yeah.
That's Vooch.
Yeah, but
And
Vooch
he's
isn't
not in
like
there.
he's not going to be the kind of guy that's like, I know I can win a chip if I'm the guy and they
Oh,
put
no.
pieces around me.
He's like
Like-
a third guy.
Yeah, like Shaq and Dwight Howard easily could have won championships with Magic if, I mean, you know, they made it to the finals. It's just Shaq ran into prime Hakeem and Kobe, Dwight ran into prime Kobe.
Dwight ran into prime Bynum.
God.
Yeah, that 1 year where Bynum was good. Dwight gets a lot of disrespect though.
He
doesn't
does.
deserve
Yeah.
it.
He doesn't deserve it. I mean, he needed to accept the role that Ayton has accepted in Phoenix for him to have been a truly great, like Bill Russell style center, but
Mhm.
he could never do it. He always wanted the 25 shots a game.
Yeah.
And he always wanted, hey, look at my post game. I got 1 move.
But it worked so many times. Like, you can't blame him if
He was
it
nasty.
works. I mean,
He
come
kept
on.
trying to pull out like a Tim Duncan bank shot, but then he would miss it badly, like
Yeah.
one time in the first quarter, and then just wouldn't try again.
And he did also have the back injuries when he was in LA.
Yeah, because Brendan Haywood punched him in the back. He played with like a torn labrum all of 2011, and then he just was never the same.
And NBA Twitter hated him after that. At least it felt that
I'm-
way.
They had Nash too, didn't they?
Oh, that Laker team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
That's
And
just
Mike
stupid.
D'Antoni.
That's just so fucking dumb. How does that not win a ring?
Because they were all old and decrepit.
Yeah, Al got
Yeah,
hurt,
it
I
was
think.
like
Steve
It was
Nash
like
couldn't
the,
move
uh,
that year. And Steve Nash was like literally walking on eggshells.
But
and
Kobe
trying
was
to-
still young enough to.
Well, Kobe, that's the thing. The team was so bad, and Kobe willed them all the way to the playoffs, and then tore his ligament, or his. That's when he got
Oh, was that
hurt.
the
and-
ACL?
Yeah, ACL. That was when he took the free throws against Golden State and then walked off, and then was not the same guy anymore because he tore his ACL.
His last game was amazing.
Yeah, I
was.
mean,
Mhm.
it's hard. It's crazy to think that there was a game that could rival watching the Warriors break the single season win record, and it just had to be Kobe dropping 60.
Yeah, nobody gave a shit that the Warriors did that.
Had they won the championship, people probably would have looked back at it more. But now it's
Huh.
like taboo almost to like go hard in the regular season.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody's like,
yourself.
oh, who are you, Budenholzer?
Budenholzer, man. Guy drives me crazy watching him. I wanted the Knicks to get him, and then they signed David Fizdale, and both those guys drive me crazy. But
I'd rather have Bud.
Yeah,
yes,
anyone
yeah,
would.
If you're-
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If you have a brain, you would say
But Thibodeau's a
Bud
legend,
over.
so I'm okay with any of them. Coach of the year,
What were your
Good year.
thoughts when they signed him?
we're gonna be
Before you-
bad forever. We'll never be good again. We're trying to win now, and it's not gonna work. That was my initial reaction.
Mhm.
My friend texted me and said, "So the Knicks are really never gonna be good." And I said, "Yep." But Frankie Ntilikina will win a DPOY. That was my thought process. But
Now
goddamn,
Julius
the
Randle's
Julius
hitting
Randle.
jumpers.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
man.
no one saw that coming.
RJ Barrett's gonna be a monster too. I'm telling you guys, watch out for RJ Barrett. He's gonna be a legend.
He's fun to
Well,
watch.
And topping in quickly.
Didn't they just come out with a statement saying like, yeah, we'll make him available if there's a star?
And to that I say, kindly fuck off with that.
Like
What about
they're,
Dame Lillard?
What?
though?
Yeah, what kind of star
No,
though?
no,
is
I
the
don't.
question.
No, you
Are
have
you
to give.
seriously
You
saying
have
No,
to give me
Dame
Luca.
Lillard.
You have to give me Luca.
No.
that's
You're
not a
okay.
I
Simmons'
don't
value
wanna
is low,
trade,
but
I don't want to trade Barrett for Damian Lillard. Obviously, straight. No, not. Fuck no.
look,
no.
we're trying to argue with a Knicks fan here, guys. Let's just let it go.
Because you have to give the entire. We did the same thing of Melo, and we didn't get anywhere. You don't give. Barrett's gonna be his own star. People will come to him.
Well, what about I'm seeing you guys have some interest in Sexton.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, we're not giving up too much. If you're giving up Toppin, Knox, and one of our 2 first-round picks,
Oh
I'll
God,
drive-
please no.
I'll drive to
But
Cleveland
Cleveland
myself.
doesn't take that.
I don't want-
Doesn't take that.
That's what
No, they
Sham
want
said.
something more.
I would
That's what
cry.
Sham said. That's what Sham said was what they're looking for.
Sexton's
I would-
not amazing, but he's better than that.
I'll drive
Yeah.
them to Cleveland myself if that's the offer.
They should be shipping Sexton. If the only player you're getting back is Obi Toppin, you should be getting like 2 firsts, like 2 late firsts.
But I don't think
late as in,
Sexton
like-
has,
like
has a
late
huge trade
years.
market. I don't think a lot of teams are gonna want to give up a lot for Sexton.
Yeah, because you have to pay him.
Yeah, but
And
like,
also, he's a shoot first PG.
He's really a shooting guard, is what he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he was with Darius, but they're
I love Garland. I
Yeah,
gotta
me
say
too.
that.
Yeah, Cleveland should
He's
be
super
building
fun.
around Darius.
Love Garland.
I like
Garland
I
and-
really enjoyed watching that team on League Pass, especially during like the first quarter of the season.
they
That,
kind of broke
um,
down second half.
But that Sexton game against Brooklyn after the Harden trade,
It was
Chef's
amazing.
kiss.
that was just one of the best games of the season by far.
Absolutely,
He gets better every year
Insane.
though, so
Yeah.
He's
going
gonna
very
be
toe
like
with-
he's a scorer. Like he's nasty. Like he's undersized, but like the dude's a bucket.
Mhm.
and he's efficient, really
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah, like honestly, I like Colin Sexton.
Like I'd rather have Sexton than an CJ McCollum. Like he can create his own offense more.
Yeah, I
than
think he's
CJ
better than
can.
McCollum.
Wow, I didn't think I'd ever hear that.
Yeah,
but
that's a
cool.
hot.
Yeah,
that's a
cool.
hot take to
Back-
me, but
I think in
And
terms of
McCollum's 30 or like
yeah,
29,
that's what I'm thinking.
30.
Like for the long run,
And he just
Sexton's
stepped out of
better.
bounds.
I think a lot of
That
cats
pivotal
fans will make that
moment.
trade.
I think you guys got some recency bias going on right now with CJ McCollum.
I would probably
I
trade Colin
think
for CJ
I
right
think
now. Honestly,
Sexton's ceiling is higher than McCollum's, but right now, if you're Cleveland, then yeah, you wouldn't trade because Sexton. You're a rebuilding team.
But you
if
say you're
you're
playing
like
like a season mode. You got one
if you're the
year.
Lakers, you take McCollum over Sexton any day. You take so many people over Sexton if you're like the Lakers or the Bucks or the Nets or the Clippers because he's better.
And
I don't
the
know.
ball totally stops
I
with
don't
Sexton.
know. I
Like
don't
when
know.
Sexton's on the floor, the ball doesn't move, and when he's off, it
Mhm.
totally moves way better.
That
Yeah, but
is
we've only
that's true.
seen
too.
Sexton out in the Cleveland wasteland.
The Bucks could really use Sexton just because he'll go score and he won't just throw up some weird.
Well,
He
wait
will throw up
until
weird shots, but
But he'll
wait
take the
until
shots
Tibbs.
at least.
Wait until Tibbs makes them all defensive first team.
I want
He's got the
Sexton.
drive.
He'll
What
definitely be a
about
good
Simmons
defender
for
if he tries.
Sexton? How about that?
who?
Simmons.
I like Simmons but if they get Mobley and they have Allen, that's just like a lot of guys that Mobley can shoot, but he's not even in the league yet, so I don't
Yeah,
know. That's tough.
Oro can't really shoot.
Yeah, and Okoro, like it's a lot of
Yeah.
fellas that aren't shooting.
And
they
Philly
still have
wouldn't
Kevin
do a
Love.
swap at all. Simmons is 3-time All-Star and Sexton was like first team All Rookie, and that's kind of all he's got so far.
And Simmons he's still a really good defender. Like he still could switch 1 through 4 basically.
I am. I don't want to hear anything good about Ben Simmons after
That's
after this
understandable.
year.
That's understandable though.
Like, get that dude out of not just the city of Philadelphia, but like the state of Pennsylvania.
Look, if Orlando
the
won't
East-
take him,
No,
I would
we
gladly
don't
take.
want him.
I would gladly take Ben Simmons right now.
I gotta peace out, guys.
Word.
But this was a
Alright.
ton of
This was a
fun.
good talk.
Booze Radley, thank you for having me.
Oh yeah,
Thank you for coming on.
it was fun.
You guys have a good night.
You too,
Yeah,
man.
you too.
I actually just booted up the arcade version of NBA Jam,
Nice.
which I didn't.
Who are the
know
Cavs players on that?
I'm about
If
to
you don't
find
mind me
out.
asking.
I'm trying to find out. There we go.
Probably like Price and Nance, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nance at least.
The Nances are really cool to Cleveland. I work for a venue and they always donate some money like every year to like a
That's
charity
sick.
they have.
Nance Jr. does a lot of. He did that one thing all
Mhm.
season.
He was like marketing, or what is the word?
Mhm.
Raffling
Yeah.
off merch.
Yeah, for like local businesses.
Yeah, he did it like every home game, I think.
Yeah, that's really sick. More players need to do that. If you're making like 8 figures.
And he's
But
just a
then
Cav.
again-
He's a Cav legend already. He averages like 8
Yeah.
points. He's a really good defender, but like it's funny.
Yeah, Mark Price and Brad Daugherty.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I feel like Nance would probably make more sense for that kind of game, but whatever.
Never heard of Doherty. Doherty?
Yeah.
Let me do some research here.
Pretty sure he's the center. I'm not super familiar with like Cavs history because
Who cares?
why would I be? There's Jordan hit the shot. They were shitty until they got LeBron, and they were still kind of shitty. And then they got Kyrie and LeBron, and they got that one year. And then they traded Kyrie.
Let's see Brad Doherty's stats. Let's see if this guy was a hooper. He was
I
hooping.
didn't expect all this Cavs stock. This is great.
He averaged 21 and 11 in 90-91 with 3 assists and a block or a steal. I mean,
I didn't know he did that.
that's pretty. That's pretty damn good. 21 points, almost 22 points in 90.
Yeah, that's
It's
nice.
like 30 in 2021.
Yeah, when they're averaging like what,
Yeah,
80?
when you're accounting for that offensive inflation.
I love like the switch that flipped going from the 80s to the 90s because like the pace now doesn't even match the 80s. That's how fucking fast they were playing. Like Nuggets games were going to like 150 points consistently. And then the 90s happened and you got nothing above 90 ever.
He had Jordan and Payton and a lot of tough guys.
That's
Yeah,
the
defense was
Pippen.
just so high quality. No one could get anywhere.
Those are my first memories of basketball. Just like, oh, it's like, wow, this team scored over 90 points.
It's an all-time offense.
Could get a free like Domino's pizza when the Magic score more than 95.
Oh my
Steve
goodness.
Kerr hit 5 threes. Wow.
Yeah, you ready for this? I got the game to open.
Stay in school.
Yeah,
What are you
stay in
playing?
school.
Kamala Harris, the video game?
Hey, listen, maybe. But no, this
I
is
mean,
the funny
Kamala.
part. I don't know how to put a coin in the machine.
Just put a quarter in like your
In my
USB.
heart, it just fucking crack open the gaming computer and stick a quarter in there. All right, well, if you insist. Certainly not
Get some
conductive.
VC.
The hardest part
All
of
right,
emulating an arcade game. That's really funny.
I remember playing NBA Jam on my like iPod Touch when I was in middle school, and one of the legendary quotes that the announcers would say, he'd be like, "I think this game's going to come down to whoever has the most points." That's like a Mark Jackson quote right there.
Yeah, for sure.
With all due respect, this game's going to come down to whoever has the most points.
Or when he said, with all due respect to Gloria or to Savannah James.
Yeah,
after saying
knock that out of the
you'd-
park.
You'd bang her with all due respect.
It's the
With
slut.
during the finals.
Yeah, it was like during 2018. With all due respect, I knocked that out of the park.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild.
That's like the Alabama game where they zoomed in on the Alabama quarterback's girlfriend and for like 30 seconds and the color commentator's just like, wow. Wow, she is whoa. It's like way too long.
Let's get some weird comments.
It's
And I really miss the TNT show right now too.
yeah. They
Like-
never do the finals. ESPN always gets the fucking finals.
Yeah, it's
They
always
gotta end their relationship with ESPN because ESPN's coverage is terrible.
It's yeah. If
I
one of
don't
your
wanna
main guys
see-
is like, I hate Phoenix and Milwaukee, then you're in trouble.
And I don't want to see like interviews of coaches while the game is happening. Like,
Yeah,
show
it's
me
so
the
weird.
game.
Yeah.
especially when
We
it's
waited all
Coach
year.
Bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's not gonna say anything. The guys look thirsty. Called the timeout.
They're playing random. It's great.
Playing random, dude. I love how it went from that, and then you got like Monty Williams talking to Aiton, giving him some fucking Spartacus like or gladiator just epic speech. And Coach Bud is like,
Yes.
just play it like you're playing pal basketball at the Y. We'll figure it out.
The Y taught me how to play defense.
Uh-oh. I tried
so
a full
why-
court shot to no effect. Well, let's see.
You typically want to
um,
bring it up a little closer to the basket to make it easier to put it in
Like
the
how much
basket.
closer?
Like roughly 15 feet.
Check it out. I have it in the Discord now. If you click on my
Great. I got some live basketball to hold me over till tomorrow.
Yeah, like
Oh,
what
my.
is? There wasn't a travel day. They're still in Milwaukee. Like, why we have
Yeah.
to wait 3 days? This
I
is
don't-
ridiculous.
Because I thought it was just a day in between, unless if there's a travel day, then it's 2.
Yeah, no, that there's like they're getting 3 days in between like every game. It seems like.
Yeah. But it makes for better games. So I'll take it, I guess.
I guess so. I'm hoping that like Booker's face can heal up and he can like feel more confident
Actually
in
shoot.
maybe drawing some fouls.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't been looking good ever since he got that injury.
Well, it like got rebusted open then, didn't it, too? Because he like took it off for a game and then got like hit in the face again and was bleeding out of his nose the second time.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know it
I didn't
happened the
notice
second
that.
time. And
Dude,
I
whoever
think
this
that
guy is mad nice at threes. Hawkins on the Sixers.
this
Ooh,
game's
I'm
too
not
old for me,
familiar.
dude.
Yeah, I'm not
I wasn't
familiar.
even born yet.
I think
Yeah,
he's from-
Hawkins was like he started in the 80s, but mostly played during the 90s. He was with Philly from like 88 to 93.
Encyclopedia Brown over here.
Who's everyone's favorite player?
Anthony Hardaway.
That's a good one.
I kind of
That's a
gotta
weird
think
one.
about it.
Dennis Rodman.
That's a good
That's
one.
a good one. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's a good one.
That was actually so. My mom, we weren't a big sports family, but my mom really liked Dennis Rodman because he wore a dress in public one time and was insane. So she let me watch basketball if the Bulls were playing.
This guy's out of his mind. You can watch this.
He also solved the Korean Peninsula crisis.
hmm
So like, I mean,
Thank you, Dennis.
yeah, pretty tall resume right there, if you ask me.
I could say Braun. I'm a big Braun guy, but like that's such a cop out answer.
Nah, I mean, there's like 10 greats you could just like, you could just say them. It just makes sense, you know?
I do like Alex English a lot.
Okay.
Come on.
If I can relate to you guys on an age level, Alex English would be my pick.
Does Bugs Bunny count? Or Tasmanian Devil?
Yeah, they played basketball. I could be your favorite basketball player. I played St. Bartholomew Middle School basketball.
St. Bart.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal. Could have
Yeah, I
gone
played
high school, but
till I was like 13. My high school coach was just like, "No, you are not tall enough," and I was like, "That's fair." Everybody kept growing, and I didn't.
it is really sad that size is so necessary to it. You just got to be like genetically blessed if you love the game of basketball and want to keep playing it.
Where do you play basketball? The library.
It's when you become a manager and you realize that your career's over.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like shocked at how short Trey Young was, and then my coworker, I was like, "Yo, wait, how tall are you?" He's like, "I'm like 6'1", and I was like, "All right, everybody, look, this is how short Trey Young is." And he was taller than like literally everyone in the office. So.
Yeah, and Trey Young is like one of the
Trey
smallest
one's like
players.
6'1" in shoes, and like it's that even that's generous.
That's what gives me hope that I can still make the NBA. Not
what
the
you're
fact that
pushing for?
I don't play basketball much at all. But I know 21, I'm 6'1". As long as I'm just, if I just practice my threes, there the team can take me.
Yeah, I'm like 6
I mean,
in
I
shoes, so there you go. The platform shoes. So.
mean
In
those 2
moon
years
shoes.
of Isaiah Thomas on the Celtics were giving me a lot of hope.
How tall is he?
He's 5'9".
Yeah.
Damn. Holy
They
shit.
traded Kyrie Irving for him.
Yeah, that was the biggest fleece of all time.
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
They knew he was hurt and they still did it.
like the only one that rivals that is the Nets. Trade in what 4 firsts and how many players for KG and Paul Pierce?
Yeah, that was really dumb.
There's
Like,
no
The
other way
Nets
to
would have been
say
in the
it.
finals this
like,
year.
like right when it happened, I was just like, they're gonna be bad forever. And
And they
I
were
mean,
up until just free agency. It's not like
Up
they
until
really traded.
2018.
It's not. Yeah, I
I
guess so. They
mean,
had.
they bottomed out, then they built a nice young team, and then they blood sacrificed the nice young team so that they could get their super team.
Just like every budding franchise has to do.
Yeah, you know,
And
as
Just sign
teams
Kevin
do.
Durant.
the Cavs traded Kyrie for Thomas and that pick ended up being the
Hey,
8th pick.
and Jay Crowder.
Oh my god, don't even.
Hey, Jay
So
Crowder.
infuriating watching him just be
Yeah.
horrible for the Cavs. It wasn't even his fault. The
And
Cavs
then good on every other team he's played for.
everywhere else.
Whoever
They had, like,
signs
Rodney
Jay
Hood.
Crowder in the offseason, you're at least getting to the finals.
Yeah.
Happened with Miami, happened with Phoenix.
Almost happened with Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, they got to the ECF.
But then Jeff Green happened.
Oh, yeah, Jeff Green.
Game
I
7.
hate Jeff Green.
in
Orlando
Boston.
paid him $15 million to just average like 7 and 4 for 1 year, when they also gave Biombo way too much money after trading for Ibaka for no reason. Oh my God, Rob Hennigan robbed Orlando.
The butterfly effect of that Ibaka trade is insane. I saw like a Reddit thread about it, and if I'm remembering correctly, that got the Thunder, Depot, I think, and Sabonis, or maybe just Depot. And then, of course, they were traded for PG, and then PG went to the Clips, which then got the Thunder all those picks and Shea Gilgeous, and then which led to I'm trying to remember what happened to those picks. Maybe it was just a Thunder thing. I can't remember. I want to find the thread though because it was super cool.
I love watching that. The same thing with the Cavs. Like, there's like a bunch of from that Kyrie trade. Like, they've gotten like a bunch of random dudes. If you really like follow the line like meticulously.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna find it. But yeah, but like that's the thing about NBA basketball is there's too many what ifs
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
so
feel
every
like
season.
comfortable. Like I heard people like saying like what if Phoenix took Tatum
Oh,
like could and then it's like, okay, if they took Tatum then they probably wouldn't have lost enough games to get Ayton, and then where would they be? Like who would have gotten the first? Maybe Phoenix. I mean, Trey went what, fifth, and Luca went thirds. Like, could Phoenix have gotten Tatum
so
and
weird.
one of those guys? Could the Kings have actually? No, I'm kidding. Kings would still take Marvin Bagley.
The Kings were never going to do anything
No.
smart
yeah, no.
ever in any reality.
There is no reality where the Kings
Yeah.
are a well-run organization.
They
Whoever
drafted 2 good
said
guys.
whoever said that like without LeBron the Cavs would be the worst organization, despite the Kings having success in like the 90s and early 2000s, I just think ever since then they've been so bad that it would take over the Cavs.
It's like watching 2 worms like wriggle around on the concrete. Just like,
2 Magikarps that only know Splash.
yeah, just
Oh no.
which
Did you
one?
see that? So after the Sixers lost in the most Philadelphia way possible that I've ever seen, or one of the many, but fucking Joel Embiid went down to Margate, which is a Jersey Shore beach,
Mhm.
to like say like fuck it, I'm going to the beach, whatever, fair on him. But I guess he only stayed for like less than a week because people figured out which house he was staying in and then started drunkenly going to his house at like 2 in the morning and yelling, "Trust the process."
Oh.
I did not
What if the
see that.
Cavs didn't trade Kevin Love and drafted Embiid instead?
Oh my god.
That's a fun one to go down.
Or Portland taking Jordan.
Oh. Or
Was that
Durant.
ever an option?
Or was Durant an option?
Durant.
Yeah, Durant
I
went
think Durant
third.
was. Did he go third? I thought he. Oh no, he was second. Durant was second.
Yeah, Durant was second.
Odin was
was
first,
first.
right?
Oh yeah, first
Yep.
was Odin.
Whew.
That's really gotta fucking hurt. Or like, uh, Detroit taking Melo instead of Saric, or not Saric, Darkic.
A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
argue that like they wouldn't have gotten Sheed though and stuff, and that yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I would
But,
have. You'd probably rather just have Melo and
I think
see what you go with.
because he was
He was nice.
immediately averaging like 20 points a game.
He was
And
probably
I think
better than LeBron that
he
rookie
broke
year.
he took the Nuggets to the playoffs, I think, his rookie year.
Well, a lot
Yeah.
of people say LeBron should have got or Melo should have gotten it.
Yeah, there's definitely a valid argument for
Like there was a
Melo
valid
getting rookie of the
argument for
year.
like, wait, which one of these guys is gonna be better for like the first 3 or 4 years of their career? It
Yeah.
felt like.
Then
And,
Wade
like-
won it first.
Yeah, 2006 was the one thing that I hate about. I guess I also hate about basketball is if you weren't alive or interested in basketball, then you're shit out of luck. Because like I didn't get into basketball until 2018, but
Mm.
my God, I wish like even though I would have only been 6 years old, like 6 to 8, I really wanted to watch Prime Wade once I realized, once I was told how good he was.
Oh my gosh.
That was my first season I started watching. 06.
Watching him grow up and carry Fat Shaq to the to the championship
insane.
was nuts.
Yeah.
I still remember Game 7. Watching on like my little crappy TV in my room.
One of the reasons I don't watch basketball as much anymore, or haven't, like since LeBron has been the player character of the league, I guess, is that watching the Bulls like in the prime time of their careers, I just assumed all basketball was like that. And then, like, even now, like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna check this out. The Sixers. I mean, I've watched Sixers games like spottily here and there
Mhm.
over the years, and like since Embiid and Simmons have been on the team, making it frustrating. But this season I watched it and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, there's a good shot. And then I was like, nobody can make a 3-pointer. Where are the where's the foul line dunks? What's going on? This sucks. I want to watch something else. I'm gonna go watch fucking Mega Ran skateboarding in the Olympics instead.
See, he says that now, but we were watching like he was texting me during the first round of the playoffs against Washington and he goes, "Holy shit. I've been watching for 5 minutes and Philadelphia is just like a commercial for basketball right now."
Well, they were doing like when watching fucking. That was one of the few dunks I saw that I was like psyched on was a dunk where Joel Embiid got fouled anyway, where he like fucking just plowed through it and made like the barely jumping at all dunk. And I was just like, yeah, that's sick. That's like he just slammed it down on people, and they're like, actually, that's a foul, offensive foul. And I was like, forget this. I was saying they need to
You should go.
make it more violent.
You gotta go watch like the early like 2006 or 7 LeBron games in like versus
Dude.
like Detroit or like Washington and just watch him annihilate them.
That
Oh my God,
legendary 07, I think it was against Detroit,
Or Boobie
where
Gibson shot the lights out literally.
Braun scored like the last 25 points for the Cavs, and he finished it off with a drive to the basket through like 4 defenders to win it.
It's insane.
As much as I hate him, I think the last thing I watched, like when it was pretty clear the Sixers were gonna lose 2 20-point lead games in a row.
Oof.
Goaltending. I think the last thing I saw was like an unnecessary, nearly half court 3-pointer from Trae Young, and I was just like, I hope this guy gets injured.
Well,
I got my wish, so whatever.
I wonder if they would be in the finals right now
No,
No.
Like to
if
think
he hadn't
about
got
it.
hurt.
no, I don't think so. I think they would have taken it to 7, but I don't think they would have won.
Yeah, I mean, I still believe in the Bucks, but it would have been interesting to see.
He has a nasty
just-
3. There's no denying that.
Thing I hate about the Hawks season is Nate McMillan decided to be a good coach. So everyone shits on Pacers fans for being like, hey, we don't want Nate McMillan to coach us anymore.
I mean, it does look like a bad decision.
Yeah, I mean, it does. But, like, dude, he was not a good coach, even a little. Well, I mean, he was like super average, but he wasn't, first of all, he wasn't doing the shit he's doing in Atlanta. He wasn't making adjustments like that. Second of all, we didn't have a generational talent on offense in Trae Young. But
Yeah.
look, maybe it's just because I'm a Pacers fan and I'm used to not getting cared about what happens to my franchise.
Well, I feel like
But,
the Pacers every year they just are like, well,
They chug along.
we weren't healthy at the end, so we're gonna run it back, and then we're gonna see what we got when everybody's healthy. But then they're
and
never
then
healthy,
they can't get healthy.
and it's
uh,
just like
TJ Warren was
It's-
out all season. Miles Turner missed like 18 games. Sabonis missed a few games. Brogdon was
Karis
out
LeVert.
a few times. Yeah, Karras had goddamn cancer.
Yeah,
Was out for 2 months. We had a new coach who is going to go down in history as one of the worst coach signings ever. So not a very fun season for Pacers fans. If
What
Carl
is your
was still here, I
preferred
would say
basketball
like Knicks definitely earned this one. They earned their good season, um, and Pacers earned their bad one, I guess.
My girlfriend's a big Boston fan through and through because her mom's from Portsmouth. Which that sucks. I banned the Patriots jersey for the dog that's not allowed in this house. Like no dog in my house will be worshipping a guy that kisses his children on the mouth. No.
And sells fake, like, science, like, body books or whatever.
Yes, exactly. And is a Trump fan on top of it all. But
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah. But so she's like, you guys should be great. You have Doc Rivers. He was great with the
he was great with the 3-1 leads.
Yeah, he was great with the team that carried him to the finals, and not vice versa.
You really win one ring, and that, like, really cements you
Yeah,
for a while. Like,
when you have an all-time power forward, Kevin Garnett, probably top 10 small forward, Paul Pierce, and
Yeah, Paul Pierce, LeBron James's biggest rival of his career.
But dude, the game 6, 2012, 2013 Eastern
think it's-
Conference. I think it was 13, where Braun dropped 45 on
after
Paul
Pierce
Pierce.
claimed the assignment.
Yeah.
Whoops.
He went
I
like
got Braun. I
19 and
got Braun.
24 or something like that. Braun did.
I
Just
didn't
absolutely
appreciate those
insane.
games at the time.
I can't. Fuck Boston.
Yeah, fuck Boston. I like when Orlando
That's
got
Charlie
past
Barkley
them
now.
only because of the Garnett injury. I was like, oh, thank God. And I was like, I believe we have a chance against Cleveland, but not against Boston. Was my feelings. and so we were able to get past them. But then the 2010 Eastern Conference Finals, I really thought we were gonna get them, but I don't know. Vince Cartered in the playoffs.
I don't know
We
much
ended
about
the-
Vince Carter, like at all,
Oh.
honestly.
He's, he's such a frustrating player because like it was like half the time you watched him, well, like half man, half amazing was a very good nickname for him because sometimes he just looked like any other dude out there on the court, and sometimes he looked like the absolute best player on the planet.
I never watched him because I didn't care much about basketball until he was like 40.
Yeah.
But I never, from what I know of him, like what I've seen of him and heard of him, or in like the research I've done on him, I never fully understood like why he was such a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. Because like he didn't, I don't even think he made it to a conference finals in
Oh,
his
geez.
career. I think
Well,
the furthest, I
yes,
think
he
he made it
did.
to this. Did he?
With the Magic, yeah.
Vince?
Yeah,
He was on the
2010
Magic?
Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, he was on that team?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Because Hito was up for a contract extension after the Magic lost in the finals in 2009 against Kobe's Lakers, and Otis didn't want to pay him, so
They got Vince
using
instead.
that cap spit, like we traded a bunch of our finals pieces, like it was Petrus, Courtney Lee, and Tony Battie
The center.
for yeah for Vince Carter, and he was supposed to be our go-to scorer that we needed, but he was like not like he was like probably 33 or 34 back then.
Yeah,
So
it's 33.
he was like
He averaged
getting to be over the
16
hill.
with the Magic.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
like there were some
Looking,
games where he dropped like over 30 points and he looked like his same old self, and then there were some games where it was just like, all right, yeah, this guy's getting old.
So what do you think?
Man, it,
Well, I'm curious, just because it affects me and my ability to enjoy myself out out in the city. What's how many more years of losing in the championships do you think Joel has?
like, until he gets tired
Until he's
of
old.
losing.
Yeah.
one.
One.
How old is he? 27?
Yeah, Joel's 27. I think he can keep at a similar level to what he played this year for like the next 3 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably like that. Because
Oh,
he's so injury prone.
I
And
thought you meant
big
like is
men-
he asking for trades?
The Sixers, dude.
I don't think Joel's the kind of guy to ask for a trade, though. He seems
Uh,
to kind of have like that Damian Lillard loyalty.
Yeah, if
Um,
anything, he'll be like, get rid of Harris and or Simmons.
Yeah,
And it seems like he's already is like that about Simmons.
I can see him not re-signing, but
But not forcing his way out like
no, I
Harden
don't
did.
think he would I don't think he would ask for a trade. But even like the window really does revolve around him for Philly, and he really does 3 years at best for him because of his injury proneness already. I mean, he could have been MVP if he didn't get injured this season. And he's a big man, so he's gonna have to, he's playing through contact all game. I think it just kind of depends on his healthiness. If he gets another serious injury this upcoming season, he won't have 3 years.
I think Kyrie would be perfect next to him, but obviously I don't see how that could happen.
You just need shooters. Really. I mean, Brogdon would be awesome with
Nets do
them.
need defense, and they looked awful good with just Harden and Durant.
Yeah, I feel like it could make sense,
The
but like it would
the
also
Cavs
be
would look
hard
good
to.
with just Harden and Durant. I mean, it's not just Harden and Durant. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah,
I
Jeff
mean, when you
Green.
have Kyrie Irving as well, it kind of
Yeah, the
is.
Kings could have been in the finals right now if that's where Katie and Kyrie went.
But like they like that
I'm
small.
just
They
saying.
they like Bruce Brown and Jeff Green playing big man minutes. Like
To be fair, they
interesting.
lost LaMarcus Aldridge,
Yeah,
and
but
DeAndre Jordan is a terrible basketball player.
like imagine if instead of Jeff Green, you had Ben Simmons.
That
Be pretty
that's
nice. But
yeah.
Jeff Green can hit threes still.
Just trade Kyrie and Jeff Green for Ben Simmons.
I feel like
I
no one
don't
would
see why
want
the
that.
Nets wouldn't do
No.
that.
I don't understand how anyone is gonna be willing to trade anything of value for Ben Simmons. Like, actually don't hate Ben Simmons. I like his like driving ability, but
A lot of it's just the recency bias. He's still a insanely good player, and
I
some
watched him pour in 42 against Utah, and I was like, I can't wait till I get to see that in the playoffs, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Man
Yeah,
took
he's
four
passing up layups.
4 field goals a game.
Yeah, that's
it was shocking to see him play that bad.
I don't even know what it's not even like yeah, the threes have been a thing, but he never lost confidence shooting or like scoring. So like I don't know if it's just the mental got to him too much.
I think the internet
Uh,
bullied him into
Yeah, it had to
not
have been
taking shots
something.
anymore.
There was like a
He got cyberbullied into being bad.
he did have
Yeah,
some
seriously.
he did have some pretty crazy stuff going on in his personal life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
remember
like so
hearing about that, but I don't remember
the guy that is his shooting coach is like
Oh,
basically
his
just his
brother.
adopted brother, and his
Yeah.
adopted brother had some allegations come out against him that were levied by his biological sister.
Oh,
Oy,
jeez.
Yeah,
that's
Wow.
fucked.
and that
They
it was
say in
like
Australia, if you
repeated
like
and
it.
serial behavior.
Jesus.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that'll throw someone off the rhythm for sure.
And so like apparently he didn't know until like the story broke, and like the story broke during the All-Star break, and that's like when his play took like a nosedive. So
Yeah.
That's rough.
Jeez. And then meanwhile, the whole entire internet is
Yeah,
fucking
and the entire
destroying
city of
you.
Philadelphia wants to fucking kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that'd be
Who's the
tough.
guy? So my other coworker runs into another Sixers player at the dog park somewhat frequently. And he's like, I don't know. They keep bringing up the fact that he's in the office. It keeps coming up that this guy keeps talking shit about Ben Simmons on the internet. Another Sixers player. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I have no
Who
idea.
could it be? Like who on the Sixers?
It's like
Joel
a very,
Embiid.
No, it's not. It's like a very generic
What?
guy name.
I don't. It
well, I
wouldn't be
don't know.
Danny Green. He
It
doesn't
wouldn't
strike
be
me as
Danny
that
Green.
guy.
That's
Is
it.
it? He
Yeah.
doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that.
Because
I mean,
Danny Green,
he was
I just
very
saw a
vocal
story
about
saying
like
he was
supporting
like
him.
defending Simmons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he defended Simmons a lot.
Apparently he's, I don't know, it's a heel turn moment or something. I don't know. Shit. I'll have to
Look,
look
Danny
it up.
Green knows more than anyone else about cyberbullying when it
Oh, yeah.
comes to the playoffs.
Danny Green just said, so
Oh.
there's a new story that came out this past Wednesday. Why Danny Green thinks 76ers fans are the ones that need to change.
They,
Whoa.
in my opinion, if I can
Oh
be
my
so
God.
bold to
Y'all don't
some
know what just
Philly
happened on
fans,
this game, though.
I
Smashed the
do think that
backboard.
those Philly fans gotta chill the fuck out.
That's definitely always true of every team that we are fans of, but I just smashed the backboard and then shot a full court 3 shot for overtime.
Yeah, Al forced
Game
overtime in
range.
his game
From a full
with the
court
3/4
underhand
shot.
3 shot. Oh, what?
That's what Ben Simmons needs to do, though. His foul shots, he needs to shoot them underhand.
I-
Roy.
I do want to just have a quick like everyone answers question.
Oh yeah, go
Fate
for
of
it.
the universe. The Martians are aiming the laser at Earth, and you have to make a shot to save the planet. Who do you pick?
JJ Redick.
Kyrie.
I'm
I
saying
want
Steph Curry.
Iguodala.
Oh my
What?
god.
What? Seriously?
He's making fun of Kellerman.
Oh, okay.
Yo, imagine if that was Ben Simmons on the free throw line. Independence Day, but it just goes horribly wrong.
Iguodala.
Iguodala flies
He had-
the jet into the mothership.
What about you, Alex?
I said Steph Curry.
Dude, he's not even the best Curry in the league.
I would say Steph Curry, but it's too soon.
Too soon for what?
Watching him not win us the semifinals.
If you're relying on Seth Curry to win the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference semifinals, then you gotta find a new
It was
team
fun
to
watching
root
him on
for, man.
defense, though. That was like that's how I imagine I'd play defense.
Real gym rat,
Just like
real scrappy.
just not able to see over the head of anyone else and keeping my arms as wide as possible.
I like playing defense like Bojan Bogdanovic did against Braun in 2018, where he like buried his head under his crotch.
Just get as low as you can.
It was so fucking funny, dude.
I like
He
when
would literally he gets right up in his dick.
Joel got
I
a
like-
defensive foul from behind. That was one of my favorite moments of the season. He went to block and someone ran into him from behind and he got an defensive foul.
Oh,
Because
Well, he
fell off and
shouldn't have
crushed
been in the way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the too big foul. You are too big. Foul.
we want to make it a even competitive environment. It's not fair to all the other kids.
All right,
Falling
well-
someone backwards is just like that's a flex of its own, in my opinion.
This was definitely the most fun I've had on one of these Boost Chatleys, but that's because all is life.
ball is life. I agree.
Thank you a
Mhm.
lot for tonight. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
To quote NBA Jam, stay in school. So
And also, boom shakalaka.
from downtown. Yo, I can't believe I got the 3-point underhand shot with Charles Barkley. And the backboard break. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going
you
down.
didn't even have to put another quarter into your Alienware.
No. There's smoke coming out of it now, but I'm sure that's just how it, cools off faster.
So next week on Booze Chatley, we will have a guest Nova/Nix to promote the For Us Fest.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
Minecraft time. Let's go.
I'll
Something I know
definitely
nothing about.
check in.
Yeah, this is fun.
I will, keep up with you guys on Twitter about how much I
Yeah, I
hate
guess
your
we'll-
teams, and how much I hope you guys fail in the future, respectfully, of course.
I actually
I'll mention
have
some Pacers.
I have a sick New York Knicks hat in my Poshmark wish list. I have to scoop that up since I don't know why I even tried to root for the Sixers. I like rooting for the team that you know is going to lose. That way you don't have to watch it much longer. So.
Hey, I mean, it could be worse. You could be the Kings. You could be
Well, let's not
Cavs.
crazy. I don't want to.
Could be the Pacers.
Or the Magic. Yeah.
you could be the Bulls.
You could.
The
Yeah,
Wizards.
you could be the Bulls. We.
You could. There really are a lot of teams you could be.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe they took Vucevic off our hands, gave us Carter and 2 first-round picks, and didn't even make
And
the
still
play.
didn't make the playoffs.
So we got number 8
They didn't
pick.
even make the play in, did they?
Oh no, they missed it all. It was
That's
awesome.
so funny. I don't even have a problem with the Bulls.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
me either. So, but fuck them. I mean,
Yeah, that's for Reggie.
Yeah, that is for Reggie. Fuck the Bulls. All right. Well, good night, y'all.
yeah, good
That's
night.
it. See you guys.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just do this.
76ers.